What is going on, everybody? JPA Trades here, and pushed it off yesterday because I forgot to turn my microphone on. But today we're gonna do the Max Payne, all the Max Payne memes for the Max Payne video. So this will be pretty quick. Just gonna give you an overview because I think it's worth a little bit more than just a tweet. So as always, Unusual Whales website. I'll put the discount code in the description. But let's get to it. So go to your flow tab. So let's looking at AMD last. So what you got to do is you got to go to your intraday analyst option here. I think comes with the mid-tier pricing for Unusual Whales. So if you might just have the basic package, you might not have this, but it's in there. So as always, all your most active chains are here. But what we're going to be really looking at is the Greeks and just understanding what this Max Payne means. So you see that Max Payne 109 on AMD, and you go, okay, 109. It's what 106 right now. What does that mean? So Max Payne is the point where the contract writers, so the people you're buying these options from, the market makers, whatever you want to call them, they stand to make the most money. And you notice I wasn't really sharing Max Payne before, but now that the VIX is so high, VIX has been over 30 for what's felt like forever. It's really lucrative for these contract writers to try to milk it for all it's worth. So if they can get all this money from the calls and puts stopping right at 109, if it only takes a few million shares to get it stuck on that point, buying or selling, they're going to do it just to suck up all that premium. But you can kind of watch it change. Unfortunately, you can't go back in time, but here's next week. So next week they're looking at 120. So that gives me an indication that, hey, there's probably room to run for AMD. And it's probably going to, like, you can just go 115 the next week, 115 the week after that, 114. So where's the real number? The real number is probably somewhere between 109, 120, 115 sounds pretty good. But where Max Payne can really be useful is, I know obviously there's a ton of SPY traders who follow me on Twitter because we always do the due diligence post on SPY every day. Is basically in SPY because there's 3 extra expirations per week. And let's just open this up here. So SPY stock, very interesting here. 425 last 15 minutes. So 425.74 our Max Payne for the 3-9 chain, which was yesterday, was 428. But let's see what tomorrow says. 429. So let's just do just the thought. Let's say, hey, just keep a note if you watch this video. Where to SPY in tomorrow? It's probably going to be within probably $1 or $2 of Max Payne, up or down. So it might be 431, it might be 427. But then that market maker is going to take all that premium on SPY. So let's say if you were just wanting to do like a 0 day to expiry call or put, if you saw that Max Payne was 429 and SPY was 420, you don't want to buy the 429 calls. You might want to buy like a 422 and say, hey, here's my opportunity to go make some money on this uptrend as they try to push it towards Max Payne. And so 2 things you want to look at with Max Payne is you want to look at your VIX and you want to look at the underlying stock price. So if VIX is over 30, Max Payne is a very useful tool to use because it's lucrative for them to write the options and sell it to you rather than them buy the options and make the money. When VIX starts to get back towards like the low 20s, and especially under 20, Max Payne is not a very useful tool because that's the instance where market makers are buying contracts and they're looking to make as much money as possible. They're not looking to sell the premium. And of course, this isn't a perfect tool, but it comes pretty darn close. It's a pretty good indicator. Like yesterday when AMD was trading at 111.5, I said, hey, use caution here. The Max Payne for this week is 109. And we saw that pullback today. So they're going to try to pull it back in that range so no one ends up walking away with a ton of money on Friday. Because you got to remember, when you're trading these weekly options, if they end up in the money, someone's taking the contracts. So if you had AMD 105 calls when it dipped down to 100 and you bought them for $1, and on Friday AMD's 110, someone's going to take delivery of those shares and pay. They might might be worth 5. They might pay for the contract for 90 and make their 5 cents to take delivery. But someone ends up with them at the end. So they don't want to be transferring all this money around. They want as many contracts to expire worthless and just end up with what they can. So again, this wasn't meant to be a super long video. I think we covered all the points, and with that, next time you ask about Max Payne and be a major pain in my butt, I'm just going to go and show you, hey, here's the video, here we go. And tons of great resources out there, not only on the Usual Whales website, there's tons of other traders out there who post similar content, so I'll try to keep up with as much as I can, but like I said, if I miss a day, if something happens, tons of other great YouTubers, tons of other great content out there, so just going to keep doing what we can and hope we have a great day tomorrow.